I love this pot. It's a stock pot for soups. It has a built-in strainer, which is going to be perfect for today, and a built-in steamer basket. All of these things fit nice and neatly together for easy storage in my crappy little cupboard. Fill it about halfway up with water and stick it on a back burner on a high heat. For our gnocchi dough, we're going to need about half a cup of Parmesan cheese, half a cup of flour, and 1 egg. But while we're waiting for our potatoes to roast, I want to get my mise en place ready for my pomodoro sauce. Mise en place is French for in its place, and all it means is having all of your ingredients ready to go in the pan before you ever get started. It's also one of the principles I give you in the first chapter of Gourmet Meals and Crappy Little Kitchens when I tell you how to turn your crappy space into a gourmet meal machine. A great way to create counter space in your crappy little kitchen is to place your cutting board over 2 burners of your stove or set it over your sink using a towel to secure it. This recipe for pomodoro calls for canned tomatoes, and canned tomatoes are a great product. The tomatoes are canned when at their height of their freshness and at their peak of their season. But here we are in the middle of summer when tomatoes are at the height of their freshness and peak of their season. So I went down to my farmer's market and got these mini Roma tomatoes. I'm going to substitute those. I'm going to cut them into quarters, making them about the same size as my gnocchi dumplings. On a gourmet dish, you want all of your ingredients to be about the same size while still maintaining their natural shape. The aromatics in this dish, or ingredients intended to add aroma as well as flavor, are shallot, garlic, and fresh basil. Cut your shallots in half and then thinly slice them so they'll almost melt inside the pan. Smash 2 garlic cloves to remove their skin and then finely mince them. Our ingredients are ready, so let's go check on our potatoes. In an effort to save time as well as space, we're using 2 medium potatoes instead of 1 large. They cook in about 30 minutes. Carefully use your towel to handle the potato. It's going to be very hot. Carefully slice open one side and squeeze the contents into a large bowl. If it's a little lumpy, use a whisk to mash out those lumps. Don't bother storing a potato masher. Add about 1/2 cup of flour to the roasted sweet potato, a little less than half a cup of Parmesan, sea salt to your taste, and freshly cracked black pepper. Mix evenly using your spatula in a folding motion so that you don't overwork the dough. We need an egg yolk for our gnocchi dough. Now you can buy an egg separator, but it's so very easy to just use the shell to separate your egg. You want to crack it open and make sure that the yolk stays on one side and simply pass it back and forth, dropping the white into the sink. You're left with just the yolk. Put your dough in the fridge to chill slightly and set up to a firmer texture. Now we can salt our gnocchi water and begin our pomodoro sauce. Because we've already salted the dough, we don't need more than a tablespoon into the water. And pull down a medium saute pan and place it over a medium heat. When your saute pan is hot, add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then your shallots and your garlic. When you put the shallots and the garlic in the pan, be sure to move them around quickly because we want them to lightly brown and caramelize. We don't want them to burn and get bitter. Once they've begun to caramelize, you can add a pinch of sea salt. That'll help the shallots sweat. All of the flavor will come out. Toss the whole mixture together. Season the whole mixture with sea salt and crushed red pepper flake and freshly cracked black pepper. Once it's all come together, you can move this to a back burner and set it on a low heat to continue to simmer.